One thing that I think we can all agree on is it's been a challenging last few years. Airbus and Boeing's known production and delivery woes have impacted everyone, from themselves to customers to passengers, stakeholders and more. However, upcoming Saudi Arabia-based company Riyadh Air, armed by its CEO Tony Douglas, says that improvements are being made. Despite minor improvements, persistent challenges remain in our industry, and manufacturers do still face an uphill battle to completely reverse their fortune. Tony Douglas argues that there are moderate improvements, however, in the businesses I've touched on already. Some airlines would be able to back up this point, however, others would argue that there are still very complex challenges that are impacting their business, spurred on by the two leading global manufacturers. Boeing's woes, for example, relate back to supply chain constraints, with the acquisition of engines, seats and other items spurred on by the long-term effects of the pandemic and geopolitical tensions proving difficult. Meanwhile, other internal factors such as recent employment strikes over working conditions including pay dismantled production lines for a couple of months and further limited output rates. Away from this, Boeing continues to see production oversight from the Federal Aviation Administration and restrictions on its monthly output rate as well, as therefore the focus remains really on prioritizing safety and turning around culture. You can't really prioritize safety if you are shipping planes off at an incredible rate. They don't even have the supply chain established to be able to do this, but if they did, they would definitely be negating the culture and safety which the FAA and many others have kind of told Boeing they need to work on. They'd be the first to admit this. Lastly, there are also certification woes for multiple aircraft, the MAX series shifting upwards to the 777X. These aircraft, meant to be crucial for airlines, have had their timelines blow out, and frustrations only therefore naturally increase. While there is a lot of focus on Boeing, Airbus, yes, hasn't had significant incidents like a door blowout one, but they have faced quite a fair bit of supply chain constraint. In their most recent 2024 full-year earnings report, the plane maker identified how supply chain constraints were affecting its ability to increase production rates across key aircraft programs, leading to many delays. The A350F was just delayed, for example. Airbus's next-generation freighter now has 12 months added to its launch date, which is expected now in the second half of 2027. Another year-long delay, certainly not uncommon for your new aircraft that are coming into the industry, but is frustrating nonetheless. These adjustments are similar to what the feeling is right across the A350 passenger series regarding delays in the production of this plane. Airbus has cited shortages in parts, such as the acquisition of such a core thing in seats to build aircraft as a catalyst. Meanwhile, even fuselage parts from Spirit Aerosystems are delayed in their arrival, meaning producing an aircraft simply can't take place. Therefore, obviously comments from Riyadh Air that things are improving is exciting news. We don't get much positivity when we take a look directly at supply chains. It is more often than not to be negative, so it's nice to at least see Tony Douglas speaking about this. Remember that Riyadh Air is hoping to launch scheduled passenger flights later this year. Whether they'll be able to hold to that time frame remains to be seen. Ironically, also because of the very supply chains they are talking about, which has delayed their entry into the market. Thanks for watching. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next recap.
And we'll fly.